Hello boys and girls, welcome to BenchART. I'm for Classic, and for today what I do have needed is Lake, a game developed by Gamius, and it is using Unity engine from the 2019. So this is the settings that I do recommend you to play Lake on a GT 740M or the GT 920M. So it's essentially 720p using low settings. And the performance that you can expect with these settings is, well, not great, not good, not reasonable, not bad. It's just awful. So an average of 21 and a 1% level of 14. So 42% of the time, almost half of the time, the game will be under 20 frames per second. This is considerably, it will be considered unplayable for many players, including me. This is the minimum requirements. It asks for a GTX 760 desktop version, and we are in here using the GT 740M or the GT 920M, which is the same. So it's the mobile chip and it's still very low, the minimum requirements. And so this is how it plays. So frame rate, it is a disaster. But lucky for us, like, it is kind of a story-driven game. You are not going to shoot anyone, kill anyone. It's a very laid-back game, a very relaxed game. So frame rates kind of doesn't matter at all for the gameplay. Of course, everything looks junky as hell at this frame rate, but still, you can enjoy the story from beginning to the end, even with this frame rate. The only thing that will be more complicated at this frame rate, it is to drive the postal car, which can be a little bit tough. But honestly, there is no penalties if you hit your postal truck against a tree, against a person, against another car. There is no issues. It's not going to get damaged, or you are not going to get to damage other cars or hurt any people, any NPCs. So there is no issue. All right. Even if you drive bad as hell with this frame rate, there is no issue. As long as you reach the target, it's fine. There is no time limit, no anything. So it's just a story-driven game where you talk with characters, drive your drive your postal car from here to another place. Depends where you need to deliver the letters and the packages, and well, it's pretty much that. So having this low frame rate, it's not really going to impact as much the gameplay. Of course, it's awful. All right, it's awful to play like this. But still, if you care about this game and if you care about the story, you can still see it and, well, complete the game. You can still do that at this frame rate. So this video is for people that can actually manage to do this. I probably wouldn't do it, but still, it's possible. Now regarding the graphics, the whole settings doesn't look entirely that bad, alright? Yes, the draw distances are kind of very close, so shadows and foliage kind of renders more close to your character than the usual, but still it's very pretty because also the shadow sometimes looks a little bit pixelated, right? But still, you still get the full package. So textures are the same as the maximum settings, they don't change if you put the game on low. Anti-aliasing, it is still here, and isotropic filtering too. You still get the shadows, alright? Again, not as a big draw distance as the other settings, and sometimes it's a little bit pixelated, like I said, and you still get foliage, and the art design is all in here. So those settings doesn't actually look that bad in this game, and you can still appreciate the artistic makeup of the game even at the low settings without any issue. Alright, again, aside from the frame rate. So I think that's all that I want to talk about the performance, but now the question is, what the hell is this game? Like, what is this? So for starters, in case you want to try out this game, there is a demo version on Steam, so you just need to go to Steam and download the demo if you want to try it. At least by the time of this video it was available. Let's hope it continues this way, at least for you to try out the game. So, what is this game about? It's a little bit complicated to say, alright? Let's start with the story. So it's 1986, you are Bandwith, you are a kind of a girl that lives in the big city, you moved to the big city in the past, because he wanted a nicer job. And so it seems like Meredith works in programming, and you just finished your job and you want to take 2 weeks in vacation, and you decide to spend your vacation in your own town, the town where you kind of grown up. So you get back there throughout 2 weeks, so you have 2 weeks of gameplay, let's say this way. So each day you work as a parcel distributor, so you just, your father needs to rest and take some time out, and you decide to take its job and start to distribute the mailing and the parcels, you know, all the stuff to all the inhabitants of that little town. Because it's relaxing. I'm not really sure if I was on vacation that I would be want to work, but I do understand that she have done that just to help her father, and because it is relaxing to go back to the town instead of the work on the big city. And since in the year it is 1986, I mean, there is no cell phone, there is no internet at these small villages, so it's a much more simpler life. It's something that it is clear to see that Meredith kind of misses the simplified life with no stress and with no the agitation of the big city, and it really it is noticeable that she misses the old town and all things are simpler. All right, so what can you do on this game? Well, sightseeing. All right, the graphics are good, like I said, and there is a small open world which you can traverse with your van. All right, so you can drive around, deliver the mail. You can use the autopilot if you want, if you don't want to drive it. But yeah, let's just drive. All right. Eventually, you will encounter old friends after 22 years. All right, and they will recognize you, and eventually you can get out with them as soon as you finish the work by that day. So you can hang out with them. You can help your neighbors, stay home, read a book. All right. And eventually, you can even romance with some characters. All right, I'm not going to disclose each one are them, but you can even get to a romance. And by the end of the game, you will need to kind of decide if you want to stay on the big city and continue your job, your stressful job, or you want to get back to the simpler life on the lake. So eventually, this game it's kind of just a story, alright? There is nothing really super exciting like Life is Strange, where something is going on, and something is about to, Arcade Bay is going to get destroyed or something. No, it's nothing like that. It's just a simpler story of a person that kind of gets back to its own town and starts to encounter old friends and stuff like that. Now, what I'm really disappointed about this game, as far as I played, is that conversations are small, alright, and sometimes they are not really that interesting in my point of view. And animations are really bad. The characters, it seems like they have no special animation. For example, at some point, a lady delivers a cat to you. You barely see her grabbing the cat or something. Everything is very static, alright. Every character is very static. Sometimes they don't even move. They kind of pan out the camera and put it back again to the character, so that the character gets to a different position. So a lot of animation is missing. So the focus on this game, it is clearly the good things. It is really the graphics and possibly the story. All right, because when it comes to animations, there isn't too much to talk about. All right, that's that. It's a super laid-back game. It's something for you to relax. There is nothing really exciting going by. So it's a game that you need just simply to relax and more. It's probably the most relaxing game I ever played, ever. Because there is really nothing going by. Alright, that's something that you should know. So on Metacritic, the game scored 73. On Steam, the game scored 81%. And the game cost $19.99. So some people don't think that this money is deserved for this game, alright? Some people do think that it is. I think it's a perfect game for Xbox Game Pass, alright, if you ask me. So eventually, if this game gets Xbox Game Pass release, then I think you should play it, because in case you really want to relax or something, alright? So I think that's all that I want to talk about Lake. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. In case you don't, well, just close it. Thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Mom and Dad have new neighbors. Ziegler, huh? Don't think they ever mentioned them.
Meryl, dear, so glad you could come by. Oh, it's quite the emergency.
What's wrong, Miss Jenkins?
It's poor little Mortimer. He's fallen ill, I think. 1 minute he was full of life. The next he just wasn't.
I mean, I'm not a vet, but he looks fine to me.
Well, fact is you're not a vet. Are you, dear? You know who knows about animals, though? Is Mr. Mackey. He runs the old bait shop by the lake. Could you take Mortimer to him?
Sure, I'll get right on it. Here, little kitty, come on.
Wonderful! Be nice to Meredith, Mortimer. Don't shed too much hair in her van now.
Bye, Miss Jenkins.
Bye, Meredith. See you soon, Mortimer.
Ooh, interesting. Hello, sir. Parcel for you. I hope I'm not disturbing, but here's a parcel for you.
1 minute, I'm busy.
Okay, sir.
That a parcel for me?
No, it's for Bigfoot.
You can just put it on the counter.
You're welcome. Used to think our span or dam was just as big and famous as Hoover Dam. Then I visited Hoover Dam. Mr. Mackey, I know you're closed, but
What?
I'm Meredith Weiss.
Yeah, Meredith Weiss. Thomas' kid. I remember you running around the lake when you were yay high, getting into all sorts of trouble. What can I do you for?
Mildred Jenkins tells me you know a lot about animals, and, well...
Oh, hi there, little fellow. What's your name?
Apparently it's Mortimer.
Well, pleased to meet you, Mort. He's a little sluggish. Has Millie been feeding him cupcakes again?
I'm sure she has.
Leave him with me. I'll put him on a diet today. Maybe even catch him a fish if they're biting. With any luck, he should be up and running in the morning.
Sounds good.
Sure thing. Goodbye, Miss Weiss.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Mackey. Bye, Mortimer.